Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. And welcome back to another Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at Vampire War. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for sending me this copy to review for you guys. They have an awesome company. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. Definitely check them out. Alright, Vampire War, also known as Montrak, is a 2017 film which runs approximately 122 minutes. Now, this is written and directed by, and I may mispronounce these names. If I do, I'm very sorry. It's written and directed by Stefan Schwenk. Now, the only thing I could find on him was Sick Pigs. Now, this stars Dustin Semmelrogue as Harry. He was in Night Rustly 1 and 2 and Savage Love. Ralph Steiber as Frank. He was in Sick Pigs. And Matthias Reichstein as Wilhelm. Now, I couldn't find anything on him. Now, this is a German-made movie. And let me tell you something, guys. This movie is pretty epic. They really put some money into this film. I couldn't find out how much they did, but this movie doesn't play. It doesn't feel like a low budget film to me. Let me get into a little bit of the synopsis. I don't want to give too much away, but there's some things that I want to talk about this movie. This takes place in a bunch of different time periods. You have the original time period where a king wanted to save his wife by creating a ring that was immortal. It didn't work, and you have that storyline. Now, this ring kind of is reminiscent of Lord of the Rings because it's a ring of immortality. Well, this ends up going into the hands of a peasant. And when his wife is brutally murdered, he takes to the countryside and is considered a witch because he has this ring of immortality. He ends up in a bar or a pub, and the ring is taken from him by a thief, who is, I believe, Montrak. Now, Montrak is the head of a vampire clan who is basically abducting people in modern-day Germany. This other vampire clan, which kind of resembles maybe vampires like Blade, that's kind of the best I can compare it to. They team up with killers and the other vampire sect to put an end to Montrak and his clan of vampires. This movie is epic. Okay, let me get into my pros, and there are a lot of them. The costumes were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I was blown away by the costumes. The acting, it seemed like they were pretty good. I don't speak German, so it's kind of hard for me to compare, but it looked like they were putting a lot into the acting. It was hard to tell, and I'll get to that reason when I do my con. Because I only have one con for this movie, but it's huge. It is a huge con. Okay, the blood and gore, awesome. The makeup design, like I said, the costumes and everything, it was brilliant. When they were back in the times of the knights and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you literally felt like you were back there. It's done that well. Okay, the story, while it's not completely original, was very ambitious for what's considered to be low budget horror. Like I said, I couldn't find exactly how much money they put into this, but they had to have put a lot, or they knew a lot of people who owed them a lot of favors. That's the only thing I can say. Um, Now I'm going to get to my con. I have one con for this film, but it's a biggie. Like I said, this is a German film, and it doesn't have subtitles. Instead, it has probably the worst dubbing I have ever heard in a film. And to be honest with you, I was able to detach myself, and it's a good thing too, because, like I said, I was able to detach myself and concentrate on what was happening on the screen rather than the annoying dubbing that almost ruined this entire film. While this runs over 2 hours, it doesn't really feel like it's long. With that being said, the dubbing does hurt this film. Um, I would actually really like to see a German copy of this with subtitles because I've heard all kinds of dubbing. I watch all kinds of martial arts films. Um, I've seen some films that the dubbing was pretty bad. My buddy Joe, a couple weeks ago, reviewed Clown of the Dead. The dubbing was pretty bad in that, but it didn't bother me that much. The dubbing for uh, Call of the Undead was pretty bad, but you could watch that movie in different ways. You could watch it where it had English dubbing, you could watch it where it had subtitles, or you could just watch it without sound because you could pretty much tell everything that was going on. They really should have done that with this film because the dubbing is horrendous. Um, like I said, I've seen a lot of really bad dubbing because, like I said, I'm a martial arts fan, but I have never seen anything like this. This is a new low, in my opinion. Now, with that being said, this film is fantastic. Um, and it actually made me mad while I was watching it because the dubbing really does take away from the actual film itself. I am not the biggest vampire fan. I have said this over and over again. I like what I like, but as far as vampire films go, they would probably be one of the last subgenre of horror that I would watch if I had to pick what I was watching for myself. I really enjoyed this film. This film had a lot of different elements in it. It had some near dark elements. I believe it says that on the back. And I can see that. It says a tribute to movies like Near Dark or The Terminator. I can see that as well. It has pieces of Underworld in there where you can see where they were influenced. These people that made this film did a damn good job, but the dubbing was horrible. Um, like I said, it made me mad because I'm watching this film that they put so much effort into, and it's just the dubbing is atrocious. I can't say that enough. I really can't. And there's not too many movies that I feel this strongly about. I read a review done by somebody else about this film, and these are what they call the modern wave of German filmmakers. And they were saying how much promise these guys have, or the people that made this film. And I completely agree. But, whew, man, the dubbing. What I wouldn't give for just a German version of it with subtitles. And I understand why it was dubbed in American. I get it. There's a lot of people who don't like to read subtitles. I get that. But to disrespect this piece of work with that level of crap, I mean, wow. I'm kind of ranting, but this is actually a fantastic movie. Um, if you can get past the bad dubbing, there is a fantastic film here. It's done so well. I just don't. Yeah. I'm kind of at a loss here. Um, I really did like it, and I really recommend it. Just know what you're getting yourself into, and know that the dubbing is going to be bad, and try to take the movie for the work that was done to it. So that's my advice. Take it or leave it. And another special thank you to Wild Eye for sending me this to review. It's a really good film. So, and if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.